It's a beautiful day here in Central Park. It's Sunday. I just left one of the summer stage shows and I thought, okay, since I'm walking back today, why not just show the life here in this park, which is beautiful. So I believe I was just seeing I don't remember if it was a Dominican artist, but there were a lot of Dominicans there, named Millie. She was beautiful. It was really nice music. And now we have even more music, and I have to make sure I go the right way because that way is home. And this is just something that I just wanted you to see while I was here. It's beautiful. And let's see. You know what? We're gonna walk by the path, the bike path. Now I hope this is like capturing properly in the camera, but look at the sky right now. There was like some thread of rain. It never came, but it is just beautiful. The weather's been perfect. I think things were honestly cooled down by like the few droplets of rain that we got. But man, look at this. So I think this has to do with like inline skating. There was people like kind of balancing things and it looked like fun. I just didn't know how long this was gonna be here. All right, so we're gonna head down. Look at this sky. This sky is beautiful. Yeah, I'm so happy I came out. First, came out to the parlor picnic, the July Sunday parlor picnic, which was fun. But then just as everybody kind of got the information today that Biden is leaving the presidential race, I was like, all right, this may be a time to do one of our podcast walking vlogs. I think some drunk people are throwing trash away. But yeah, this is going to be a very interesting time here for the Democrats especially, but for everybody involved. Actually, let's turn this over here. Look at how beautiful this is. And I guess these people are trapped inside. I don't know what time the park's closed, but maybe they're getting ready to close now. Let's see. I believe, yeah, this is Sheep's Meadow. This is usually where we have our group picnic. And yeah, it's always beautiful there. But yes, let's talk a little bit about the Biden announcement. Now, this is kind of something we all thought was going to happen. And I thought it should have happened at the very latest, right after the first presidential debate. But moreover, this should have happened maybe a few months ago, just to give like a natural progression towards the next candidate, because now it is the 11th hour. People are going to be scrambling, and now I do see that it's not just going to be, hey, you endorse, let's say, Kamala Harris or whoever the VP is going to be. It's going to be kind of like it. There are things that need to happen, and hopefully there's just one candidate, they're chosen, and things can move forward, but that would be the easy path. I really don't see that as something that's going to be happening right now. Let's turn this back over. Look at this. Sorry, I'm extremely distracted by the beauty of what this is. That's honestly just like art. I love seeing that. Anyway, what I was thinking was maybe that they were going to go for a candidate that wasn't really attached to Biden. But I was wrong, and I really thought it was going to be Gavin Newsom. Not saying, and honestly, because I'm a realist, not an optimist or a pessimist, the Democrats are not going to win, regardless of what changes were made earlier on or even at this point. But it's too late. Trump has a rabid fan base, and they love him, whereas the Democrats are indifferent, and they're looking for a moderate. They're just looking for different people to kind of be like somebody who works in the middle ground, and that's not somebody who can win against somebody who is so passionate. And I want to make sure I'm going the right way, so we're going this way. And what I think should happen now is they have to go behind someone that is, well, if we're overcorrecting, we're going to be overcorrecting. We have to have some fanatical liberal to counteract what would be seen as kind of, well, not really. I don't really think it would be a conservative side for Trump. I mean, he's big into having people say that God is on his side, and many different things like that. But I don't know what kind of candidate would have, let's say, the best choice, because I think at this point it's not going to be a good choice, but freak things could happen. We can all cross our fingers, and who knows what exactly could happen here. But I don't know. I'm rambling on. This is new information for me. This is new news for a lot of us here. And honestly, it's shocking that it happened on a Sunday for me while I was at a picnic, just kind of relaxing here. But it happened, and we're gonna have to deal with this for the entire week. For me, I'm moving, so I'll be dealing with something different. Of course, you're there. Let's see. I want to make sure that we're going the right way. Yeah, I think I'm going to be walking to Columbus Circle, and should I walk in the park? Yeah, you know what? It may be a longer way of getting there, but we're going to be walking in the park. This is just something that we need right now. I need right now, especially with things looking the way that they are. Right now, physically, things look amazing. But, as a country, this is going to be, I don't know. Why do I feel like I'm going the wrong way? I feel like I'm always coming from that direction. By the way, I am the worst person at directions ever. And I know I'm trying to figure things out here on the fly. I knew it. This is the way I normally go. That's the one thing with Google Maps. It's extremely untrustworthy. It doesn't point you in the right direction, but I at least know this is the way home. Or at least in that direction. But yeah, I would say maybe right now is not the best time to even bring up the topic of, who is going to be leading, what's going to be happening. I think the overall thing that's going to happen is Trump is going to win. I think what we need to do as people is talk to people across party lines. Party lines have been extremely divisive, and I know that works because when you try to overcorrect, you have to go from, well, let's call it the opposite side, and that's just kind of how American politics works. But we've become, again, so divided at this point that it's really hard to talk to people who are coming from the other side. But that, at least for me, this is something that I pride myself on. And I have to say, if you are living in New York, please reach out. I would love to talk to you. We'll have you on the podcast. We will talk, and we will just make sure that, all voices are heard. There are ways that you don't go about things, yelling, telling people that they're wrong and calling names, although that's something that I do regularly. But if you actually want to get your point across, if you want things to change, if you want people to see things your way, you need to be human in their eyes. You can't just try to convince them to be, like, oh, if you're a Democrat, be a Democrat or else you're wrong, or vice versa if you're a Republican. Or even as an independent, like, oh, everything is wrong. But I don't know. These podcasts have become my outlet, and unfortunately that means that if you guys are listening, it may get kind of messed up. Things may not be coming out properly when I talk about things. But, that's literally the process of dealing with things, with analyzing things, and that's literally all we have right now. So, this is the process. This is what probably people are doing. This is what you yourself is probably doing. Just whenever you hear news like this, because of course I believe this affects the entire country, if not the entire world. But hey, right now at least we have this beautiful backdrop to look at. Wow, I just can't get over this. You know what? People may say that New York is this, it's that, but I would say summer in New York is my favorite time because it is just beautiful out here. Summer, you can go outside, if it's not raining, you can go outside with nothing but maybe just your phone, some headphones, and you can just be outside, and it's great. Now, what I've done is I've chosen things to take with me so that I can record, because if you bring your phone and you're always recording, it just may, that could kill your battery. It may not be something that, you can have your cake and eat it too. Because I like listening to music, I like processing the videos, I like doing all that, and that does kill the battery. But if you have a dedicated camera like this one here, which we're using the DJI Action 4, well, I don't care if this dies, then that's all right. I can just keep on moving forward. I can keep on using my phone as a backup. But I really, really think that if you choose to do vlogs or whatever, hey, if all you have is an iPhone, that's all you need. You don't need to get anything else. But if you are going to be going out for long periods of time, I would honestly recommend getting a dedicated camera. And while I believe my favorite camera out right now for doing any kind of like mobile video work is the DJI Pocket 3, I would kind of look at the options that would be waterproof. Because if you're outside and you're caught, I really think that the gimbal of the Pocket 3 would be destroyed by rain in, heavy downpour with no bag or anything to put it in. But if you throw one of these action cams, and although this has beautiful HDR, it's really good at night, talking about the DJI Action 4, the Action 2 with that tiny minimal body, if you record in 1080p power reserve mode, it is basically, it will last for, I think, about an hour. Battery wise and recording storage inside it, no matter if you get the new version, which has 120 gigabytes, 128 gigabytes, or the old, which had 32, I believe. Either would work. And because you can wear the DJI Action 2 as a little pendant, you can just have it be there. I can hear like the crickets or the little frogs. Wow, it's nice. I've been hosting a friend who came from Pennsylvania. She used to live in New York, and we've been it helps me to re-experience the city. And I love that because, I'll go out and I'll see things one way, but if you go out with somebody who is like at the very least has different eyes from you, it's beautiful. And if it's somebody else who doesn't, you know, who's not around the city as much as you are, it's just great. You rediscover things through the eyes of another person. And I've always loved that. But today, here on my own, able to kind of record, and I thought, again, let's do it now because I believe for the rest of the week, and unfortunately through the move, it is gonna be rainy. So it's not gonna be fun, it's gonna be a little ugly, and it's just what we have to deal with here. I pass by here all the time, but now I've seen for the first time really that the trees have been cut down. I know that they're bringing the trees back, but wow, it looks terrible around here without the trees and everything kind of like boarded up. Ugh. I don't know. Wait, let's see the view. Look at the sunset. That looks so good right now. And then we look at this, which looks like shit, honestly. So right now, I'm usually, let's see, I have to make sure. So usually, I am about maybe a 10-minute bike ride from here. It's seemingly going to be like 30-minute walk to get home. But I am moving more downtown than I am right now. So it's going to be a little bit different. By bike, it'll be pretty quick. But now I'm going to be a little bit more separated from Central Park than I was before. Oh, by the way, I did have a hot dog at the summer stage, and that was $6 plus tax for a tiny hot dog, and I was not a fan of it. I was kind of looking for like dollar pizza or, you know, $1.50 pizza today just to get something to nourish myself with. But yeah, I ended up paying $6 plus tax for a small regular hot dog, which wasn't fun. Are we dreaming, kid? Come on. Oh, this kid. What, are you doing something wrong? Are you doing something wrong? No, it was him. And if you know anything about me, you know I can't stand waiting. I can't stand wasting time. And when the drivers are on their phone or making a milkshake like that other kid is doing, you know, it's time wasted. Wow. You know what? I'm getting back to being calm by this perfect weather, by walking the streets and just absorbing everything here. There's a Louis Vuitton store. I used to shop there. I had a few. Whoa, look at the car over there. Oh, that does not look street legal. That's like a Mad Max type of car. Look at that. That is wild. Oh, they're turning. All right, so we're gonna. I know it has a temporary tag, but there's no way that thing is legal. Street legal. That does look fun to drive around. I don't know, if I'm not getting a car, I'm getting a bike of some kind, because still you have to deal with parking, you have to deal with a lot of stuff here. And again, yeah, they have a temporary tag, but I don't know what I think about this. You know what, it is cool. As functionally useless as that is in the city, that does look pretty cool. We got dogs in baby carriages. We have cool cars. We have the city here in the summer. No, I've been doing a lot of day walking, just literally so I can sweat stuff out, so I can get kind of a workout in during the day. But what I haven't been doing is kind of like evening or nighttime walking. And I like this. Alright, we're gonna go. You know what, I always say use the DJI Action 2, but the light on this is pretty incredible. I would say the colors are more balanced, and you can see the warmth of the colors here coming from the store. It just feels more vibrant. Oh, and there is the DJI store. You know, I use DJI pretty much everything, and it's really, really disappointing. I know I'm bringing up old stuff, but it's really disappointing how I really feel with the DJI Action 2. They dropped the ball, in my opinion. They have defects, and they just didn't help myself or other customers. I know that if you admit fault, then that's yeah, it opens the door for a lot of things to go against you, but I honestly feel like if it wasn't for that fact, I would be working with DJI. I would be reaching out at the very least to see what they have, because every single product that I've gotten from them, excluding the Action 2, has been incredible. It has been exactly what I've needed, including this one here too. As much as I really think the form factor of the Action 2 should be revisited and retooled, more than having like your traditional action camera like this, I don't know. I think right now I'm listening to an acoustic version of Bombs Over Baghdad, which I don't think I've listened to on my own. It's pretty interesting. There's Uniqlo, one of my favorite stores to shop at. Clothing, super cheap, super functional, and I have to make sure that I don't buy more because I have enough clothing. I have so much clothing that I need to chill out with that. Oh, and it is Sunday. Things are closing right now. Yeah, it's 8:09. Oh, I thought it was a little bit earlier. Sky. I love that sky. It looks beautiful, especially in camera too.
I got my ticket in place.
You know what? Over these next few months, I really thought that I was going to have a great time returning to being some kind of political analyst, just seeing what the presidential race was going to be like. But after that first debate, we knew that that was it. That was the end. And that's unfortunate. And even now, if we took a deep dive into what exactly would help the Democrats more, who would help more, what actions could be taken, I really think it's not gonna actually do anything. And that's sad. Because what I wanted to do more of is I wanted to bring people along. I wanted to see if there were maybe like-minded people in New York, of course, but even people across the aisle. And I thought that was going to be fun. A fun process to see who would win in this contest. Not a good or bad contest, but just like this contest. You know, because we are stuck with two choices. Alright kids, come on. I'm not sure why people do that. Alright, here we are at Rockefeller. For a second I was like, why did I think there would be a tree there? But no, of course not. There would never be a tree there. It's not winter. I feel like something's on in here. Well, one thing by far, the stabilization at night or in low light is so much better on this than the Pocket 2. I have to say that. But again, we have more in this. This isn't a 1-inch sensor. I think it's a 1/something sensor, which is better. Anyway, I'm not sure. I'm actually kind of tired. I think for the rest of this time, unless I see something interesting, we're gonna take this in silence. Even though this is a podcast, just enjoy the city.
I know. Well, but do they realize
Well, people lost.
지나가는 사람들 다 쳐다보게 돼 갑자기.
That's kind of strange. Wait, I thought that Bella Hadid was dropped from Adidas. You would think that sign would not be there currently when this happened, I think like 2 days ago. Was that real? I have no idea. Anyway. Kids.
go to the other line.
One thing that I am noticing right now, and again, just because I'm walking more than I ever did before, there's a lot more street vendors than what I remember. Maybe I just don't... Oh, look at the little tiny bikes. They're so small. Holy shit. That was adorable, but that was kind of weird. Those were grown men on tiny little bikes. What's the point of that? That little fuck. Oh my god. So I was trying to walk by that father and his son, and apparently the father can't tuck his arm in, and we just ducked each other. Again, I don't get people. I literally don't get people. Just move to the side. I'm one person, you're two people. Just be single file and let's not bother each other. By the way, tomorrow, and I think this will be the last one that I'm really doing, Bryant Park on Mondays has free movie nights. And I will be going to the movie, whatever movie it is. Last week was Funny Face with Audrey Hepburn, a movie that I've never seen, but was actually really, you know, for an older movie, it was, I don't know, it felt like a very New York-y type of movie, like what I kind of imagined things to be. Like before I moved here, the spirit of people. But there were a lot of kind of cringy moments in that, but that's okay. And one place that I did not go enough during my time here, where I spent, what, 4 years almost here? I should have been here every day. I was so close by, and even for the last few months when I wasn't going to like a dedicated place of work, I really should have come here more. I mean, I can still go, but it's not going to be walking distance anymore. this is that feeling where when you're done with something, when you're leaving something, you get nostalgic about, well, the good times or what could have been, which is not nostalgia. I don't even know what that would be. And sometimes I wish that I'd utilized this space around here more, but then I kind of really think about it, and why the hell would you want to be around here more than you need it to be? I am moving to a better area, not saying yet. We'll do a little tour later on, but yeah, it's gonna be different, and I feel better overall, for me, for you, for everybody. So we'll enjoy it. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little walk today. I know it was very sporadic. I know there was no answers given or anything, but at the very least, I hope that you've enjoyed New York in summer on a Sunday. Thank you, guys. I will see you next time.